Hello YouTube! Today I want to share with you my 5 super duper habits. And what I mean by super habits is this. I believe there are just normal good habits that don't do much for us. For example, brushing our teeth in the morning. Okay, great. You have your teeth brushed. That's the result that you get. But also there are other habits that by implementing them, you affect in so many areas of your life and it keeps going deeper. Like toothbrush will not go any deeper unless you floss, but these habits go really deep into your life in different areas and improve the quality of your life overall dramatically, and it only accumulates over time. So I got to think, if I have any super habits that really changed my life that I was able to stick to, and the answer is yes, and I'm gonna share with you these 5 today, and if you have your own, please let me know in the comments down below. So my first super habit is to speak my truth. And not that I'm a big liar or anything, it's just I am a good girl. I'm afraid of conflict, I want to be liked, I want to be appreciated, and sometimes it causes me to, I can avoid conflicts, I can be silent when I need to say something, I can be like, oh, that's okay, it doesn't matter, it's not so important, when it actually hurts, and these kind of things. Or as a blogger, I know how readers can misunderstand you and how people can judge you sometimes and how they can, leave these nasty comments. So when I was writing my blog post, I got very self-conscious about what would people think of me, what would they say, and I was trying to be nice and not offend anybody, and it just makes my writing very, very boring. Yeah, there was no flavor in it anymore if I was thinking too much about other people. So yeah, my point is I started at some point to tell the truth. In my writing, in my blogs, in my relationship. For example, I was dating this guy and I wasn't sure about his feelings towards me, but I was super in love. And he was this kind of guy that might hurt you, and you know it, that it's not gonna end up well. I had all these feelings and I was like, it doesn't matter, and at some point I felt like I need some clarity, I need to clarify where we're at and what's going on. I was scared to talk to him, but then I decided, okay, what's your truth? Do you really believe in it? Does it feel right? And the answer was yes, and I came up to this guy and said, look, I have these feelings for you, I want us to be together, let's do it. What do you think? And he said, well, I'm gonna think about it, and eventually he said no, but I was surprised with my own reaction. I didn't feel terrible, I didn't feel rejected, I felt it's okay, since I admitted my feelings, and my feelings towards him did not change when he rejected me. So I felt surprisingly okay, and I didn't suffered too much about it. So I wasn't hurt, and I was like, oh my god, this is how it feels when you are okay with your own truth, when you're okay with your own power. And even if someone doesn't like what you do or doesn't accept you as you are, it doesn't mean something is wrong with you, and doesn't mean you have to change your truth. So guys, I'm telling you, that was such an empowering moment to get rejected. It was really, really empowering at that time. And after that, I tried to implement it daily. Like, for example, I needed to fire my accountant the other day, and I was like, oh, okay, what do I say? I can say, I'm really not happy with your work, you're doing this and this and this and that, and this is not professional, I don't appreciate it, I don't want to work with you anymore. But that makes me like a bad boss and bad girl, and I feel uncomfortable. I still feel uncomfortable with that, and I could just say like, oh, we are moving to another location, it won't be inconvenient for you to go to work anymore, so let's just say goodbye to each other by not saying my truth, still being nice, but being a little bit fake. So I chose to say the truth, and I chose to say, look, I'm not happy with your work, I don't like what you're doing, I don't want to work with you. And many, many cases like that. And the surprising thing is, mostly people are okay with that. Mostly people accept that, and they respond normally. They don't create a conflict, they don't create a drama around something. It's okay. It really is okay. This is a big super habit of mine. I'm still not 100% confident in that, but I always come back to the question what my truth is. Am I saying my truth? Am I authentic now? And this is a big deal. For me, it's the biggest deal. The second habit is to face your fear. This one has a bit of a story behind it. In 2014, I created this big super challenge for myself where I said to myself, I'm gonna go out of my comfort zone every single day, no matter what, no matter how big or small my steps would be, I'm just gonna do it. And I stuck to this challenge for about 2 months, and that completely changed my life. Honestly, guys, the place I'm living now in Bali, the friends I'm hanging out now, the job that I have now, the money that I make now, all of that had its start in these 2 months. This is where I was coming up to people, talking to them. This is when I was doing uncomfortable things like going to meetings and speaking and trying new things and doing hitchhiking and, starting my company. All this crazy stuff happened back then. And I wasn't able to stick to it like forever, for like every single day, because I realized that it takes a lot of energy to be in the discomfort, and you need sometimes time to be in the comfort zone for a while to regain your energy back. But I recognized this fear. I always recognize this fear after that experiment that I feel when I get to do something challenging, something uncomfortable, and I'm starting to come up with excuses in my mind like, oh, I don't really feel like that, oh, I'm tired today, oh, I'm busy. While sometimes it's true, but most of the times it's just the fear coming up with the excuses. Why should I not challenge myself? Why should I not go into discomfort? So I recognize that, and sometimes I still make a choice to stay in the comfort zone, but most of the time, if I really want to explore something, if I really need something that this fear promises, I go there, despite the fear. And the funny thing is, the fear is like this, you feel it's huge, you feel it's horrible, you feel it's massive, but it is this tiny. This is like, it just takes one step, the beginning, to move through this tiny little fear, and then you're free. Not forever, but for that evening or for that afternoon, you're free from that fear. And that's also very empowering, and I want to do this more. So this is the second super habit. Okay, the third super habit is, well, it's a little bit more boring, but this is planning and writing my plans down. I know for sure, and I tried it so many times because I was thinking like, oh, I cannot live with the plan, I'm a creative person, I need this and that, I need the freedom. But actually, this is such a BS. I don't need freedom, I need a plan to be able to be creative and to get stuff done. When I write my plans down, huge percentage that I will make them happen. When I don't write anything down, 10%, maybe something gets done, but 90% guarantee that nothing gets done. So writing down my plans is super, super duper essential. Another habit that is super duper essential, and I love it, is doing the reviews of the month, reviews of the week, reviews of the year. So looking back and doing the reviews. This is amazing because first it raises my awareness. It makes me realize what am I actually doing, what am I spending my time on, and it's just great to see the results of your actions. And if there is no results, maybe your actions are not so effective. And also what it does, it makes me appreciate the moment and appreciate the life that I have, because there are so many events and meetings, coincidences and cool moments that I will just forget and will never remember again. If I write down what happened during this week or what happened during this month, what happened during this year, I come back to them, I remember them, I appreciate them. And it just makes me be more present in the moment and more present in my life, appreciate more what I have, and also correct my actions if my actions don't lead me where I want to be. So this is a big one, and this is absolutely number one when it takes to being productive for me. Being productive, effective, and happy with my own life. This is definitely number one. Last but not least is meditation, and I feel it has so many effects on my life. I've been meditating on and off for 8 years, but this last year I really made it my priority to stick to this habit and to keep meditating every single day, no matter what. And I'm doing good. It's almost a year that I'm meditating, and it increased my focus so much and increased my concentration. I'm able to be productive, I'm able to not get distracted. I'm more calm, I'm more sensitive also, I'm more empathetic to people, I'm more loving to myself, I feel more connected, I feel more happy, I feel more creative. It's just like, it's so exciting what it can do to you. I feel like I need to do the entire video just on that. This one is really the super habit that affects pretty much every single part of my life. These are my super habits. If you have your super habits, please let me know in the comments down below what are your super habits, and I'll see you in the next video, and subscribe.